You gave up a TV job to start a podcast in your basement. If that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does.
It was Championship Sunday here in Indianapolis.
What's the mindset then coming in as a defending champion?
I want to win. No, I want to win.
The young lady over my shoulder, Caitlin Clark.
Not the best looking guy. And I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say, Matt Randazzo was really good looking.
What has this last month 2 months, 3 months been like for you? It's an important fan base for the Fighting Illini, is it not?
It is.
He turned 69 years young last week. You look good, Coach.
Well, try it. Thank you.
Welcome to Off Day with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. Wednesday already. Happy Hump Day. The work week goes quick when you get a Monday off. So happy Wednesday to everyone out there. However you are watching the show, listening to the show, we appreciate it very, very much. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for that. We appreciate that. Make sure you're subscribed. If you have subscribed, thank you. If you have not subscribed, please do so ASAP. That'll help us out a ton when it comes to what we're doing each and every day right here in the Quad Cities at 10 a.m. We're also live on X. X has been very, very good to us as well. So we appreciate everyone who watches on X, and make sure you're staying interactive with the show as well, whether it's on the YouTube chat, on X, however, Facebook. There's a ton of stuff up on Facebook as well. Make sure you're staying interactive with us as well. Stop by the YouTube chat right now. Chat, ask questions, all of those good things. And we got the everydayers that are in there every day chatting with us. We appreciate them as well. We're also available on all the podcasting platforms. So wherever you get your podcasts, whether it be Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Podbean, you name it, you put in Off Day with Matt Randazzo, you can listen to the show each and every day. You don't got to look at this. You can listen whether you're working in the yard, going running kids around like I do, going for a run, all of those kind of things. Make sure you're subscribing and listening to the podcast if that's the best way for you to catch up with the show each and every day as well. Also, we welcome our viewers in Central Iowa. We are on the WHO streaming app as well. Proud to be there, enjoying that for sure. We mentioned Memorial Day weekend. I golfed like 54 holes of golf this past weekend, which is a ton for me. I never get to do that. There's summers that I don't get that much in. I'm golfing again this afternoon. I want to congratulate my 14-year-old Colton. Graduated 8th grade last night. We've started this little tradition where I did it with my oldest Charlie, that once you graduate, the other brothers got to go to school still. They go till I think through Thursday. So Colton's home. And so like I did with Charlie, we got a tee time and we're going to golf again today. So I did get a day off in between, but I'm really looking forward to getting out of here and getting some golf in with Colton. So congratulations to him, his entire class, 8th grade class at Jordan Catholic School in Rock Island. Super excited, super happy for them. Coached a lot of them in different sports, especially basketball, over the last several years. So great to see them graduate last night. We wish them the best of luck at Alleman as they move forward as well. A lot of stuff to get to. Great show today. If you missed yesterday's show, we started the week off with Shauna Green. A really fun interview with the Illinois women's basketball coach. Of course, the Clinton native, played in the MAC, just landed Divine Burridge from Davenport North, who started her career at LSU, going to Illinois next season. So really enjoyed the conversation with her. Also had Mike J on, the voice of track in the state of Iowa. And then a pair of state champions from Bettendorf, AJ Willie and Gage Tucker, were both on the show as well. So really enjoyed yesterday's show. If you missed it, go back and check that one out. Do that in a little bit. Don't do it right now. Don't go anywhere. Stick and stay with us and watch this show. And then when you got time later today, go check that out as well. So I want to remind a few people of some things. First and foremost, what's coming up on today's show. Coming up in a matter of moments, Pat Angerer is back. We talked to Pat a ton during the football season, even afterwards. I leave him alone for the show-wise. I don't leave him alone in life, but I leave him alone show-wise in the spring, just to let him. I bug him too much during the season. But we haven't talked to him in a few weeks, maybe a month, so we figured we need to chat with Pat. Gary Dolphin, his partner in crime, is getting a booth, the press box named after him up in the Field of Dreams. So we'll talk to him about that. I got a fun question for him for if he could schedule a home and home with Iowa for football, who would it be outside the Big Ten? Golf, who knows what else we'll talk about. Pat Angerer coming up. We'll talk football too, I promise. Coming up in just a little bit. Also, we mentioned Shauna Green's interview yesterday. We had Brett Underwood almost 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago. We're going to break down a little bit of those two interviews with one of our insiders for Fighting Illini Athletics. Kedric Prince will join us coming up later in hour number 1. We'll look back at both of those interviews, grab some bites from each of them, and talk with Ked about the two basketball programs at Illinois, and both heading in great directions, obviously, and both using retention to have high expectations next year. So we'll talk with Kedric Prince coming up in just a little bit here on Off There with Matt Randazzo. And then it's also Wednesday, which means it's time for your FCA Story of the Week. Dan Pearson will be here with that. We will catch up with and take a look at a longtime athletic director, really good guy, Tim Atwell, out in Kewanee. That's coming up probably hour number 2 of the show by then as well. So a lot to get to on today's show. Few reminders before we get rolling on today's show. The iClub is coming to Muscatine on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Ben McCullum, Seth Wallace, and a couple other coaches as well going to be in Muscatine for the iClub. Let me pull up the information. This is great prep, as a good host usually does, but let me pull up the information to make sure I get it correct. But you got to register now. But a great chance to meet with and check in with Ben McCullum, one of the best coaches in all of college basketball right now. So it is coming up tomorrow at the in Muscatine. There we go. At the Merrill Hotel, the Mississippi Ballroom in Muscatine. The event starts at 5:30. You have to register in order to go. So go to jointheiclub.com. Go there, register. Ben McCullum, Seth Wallace, Dean Ward and company, all coming to the Quad Cities tomorrow. We talked with Tom Kakert on his podcast this weekend. Tom will be in the house tomorrow as well. So get down there, check out Ben McCullum. A lot of excitement going on with Iowa basketball, Iowa sports in general. So the Hawkeyes are coming to Muscatine. Speaking of Muscatine, we'll have Joe Wieskamp, Muscatine native, on our show next Monday right here on OTA. We're really looking forward to that as well. A few news and notes before we get to Mr. Anger, and one comes from the University of Iowa as well, and it comes in the form of a huge announcement from the Iowa women's basketball program yesterday. A home-and-home series with UConn. Iowa will travel to UConn next season, and then UConn will come to Carver Hawkeye Arena the following season. Really exciting about that, to have that type of program. And there's so many great programs. We talked with Shauna Green yesterday about how good the Big Ten is right now. And when you get UCLA and USC and Ohio State and Michigan, all these programs, Illinois, coming to Carver Hawkeye Arena. It's great during the Big Ten season, but it doesn't get any bigger than UConn. And for them to come to Carver in a couple seasons, for Iowa to test themselves with a tough road trip next year, only good things can happen with that. So cool news from the world of women's college basketball yesterday. Iowa and UConn back-to-back seasons with games. First one out east next season, and then the following year at Carver Hawkeye Arena as well. So a lot to get to on today's show, as we mentioned, but we're going to start this show off with a guy I've left alone for a while, but a familiar face right here on OTA. So back after another long hiatus away, Pat Anger joins OTA, brought to us by Lindquist Ford over there in Bettendorf. You're rocking a truck from Lindquist these days, aren't you?
Yeah, honestly, that's where I buy all my stuff, to be honest with you.
This isn't even a sales pitch. This is just truth, right?
Yeah, no, we just bought my my kid a car, because he'll be driving soon, my oldest, and I got a buddy named Derek Fox there. He's the president of sales, and he was a couple years younger than me. I think he was maybe a year younger than me in school, and was just always a good dude, and would always give me crap. I remember one time in class, I was like a senior taking all the freshman classes or whatever, because I wasn't very smart and I didn't try when I was younger. And I remember getting up there and like reading something, and this little skinny kid was like in the back, "You can't even read," and it was Derek Fox. And then after that, me and him became really good friends. He went on to go to the Marines. He served in the Marines, and yeah, and so yeah, I love him. The service is amazing. Anytime I need something, I give him a call, and it's just bang, bang, bang. Like he gets it done pretty quick. So yeah, I honestly always buy my stuff from Linquist just because the service is so good and Derek's awesome.
Your kid is gonna drive soon, and you just bought him a car. What are you doing to the rest of us parents out here?
We want him to. Well, my wife loves to spend money. She's really good at it. She's like, we have the opportunity to spend some money? Let's go do that. But like my wife's got a Tahoe, I got a truck, and it's hard to learn to drive in, when you're a 140-pound 5'8" kid or however tall he is. But so yeah, we got him a car to work on. But I like it. I love it. We got a little Ford Escape, I think. I don't know. It's not as cool as Joe's Subaru, but it's a good car.
You can't hide money. It's unbelievable how we're just trying to. My wife, who's a CFO at a college, is driving a minivan right now that's got 200,000 miles on it. Doesn't have air conditioning, but that's how we roll in the Randazzo.
Yeah, but you got a Mercedes Benz in the freaking
it made
right below your loft.
That made me look really bad
in
because
your cul-de-sac.
I do have a new
private cul-de-sac.
I do have a new Palisade I'm driving, so that made me look even worse because she is driving an awful minivan, and here I am with the new car. So I should probably eject from this conversation.
Well, I mean, I get you buying a new car for those write-offs. You trying to avoid taxes, you business owner, you. I understand.
This is going bad. I thought this was going to be fun to have you back. I don't know if this is going to go well. Hey, I golfed 3 straight days over Memorial Day weekend, and then I'm going to golf again this afternoon. My second son, my second oldest is graduated last night. Congratulations to Colton. He's in 8th grade. He's now a high schooler. I have 2 high schoolers now. So they always get done earlier than their brothers because they got to go. They're graduating early. And so it's a tradition. And by tradition, I mean Charlie did it. So it's not like it's that big of a tradition, but we're going to go off today and have a fun time. He deserves it. He's a great kid, but it'll be 4 times in 5 days. I feel like I'm you. Do you have any advice to how to golf this much? Because I'm not used to it. And I know this is your life.
Dude, honestly, it's exhausting. Can you imagine having to walk like 4 days? The PGA, the pros, they have to walk like 4 days in a row. And every shot matters. Every shot's important.
Why do they ask in the shop, like, do you want a cart? Like, and they're being serious. Yes. Do you want me to walk after the ground ball that I just hit? Do you want me to walk into the woods? Like, I want to at least drive after my crappy shot. I don't want to have to go. Yeah. But give me some advice, because I was golfing on Monday. It was like my 3rd straight day, and I was almost tired of swinging a club. Like, I almost didn't want to put the club up and down again. Give me some advice.
Yeah, start out with 2 double Tito's. And then you'll be good. You'll be good to go. 2 double Tito's at the start. Have one before you tee off, and then you'll be good.
Speaking of teeing off, I do want to talk about the Guy Randazzo real quick. We have some actual stuff we want to talk about, but Guy Randazzo Memorial Golf Outing comes up June 20th. I know that the date gets confusing to you. It's June 20th. And it's a really fun time. We have 1 spot left, Pat. So we have 35 teams already signed up, ready to rock. So we have 1 spot left. If anybody's interested, get on out there and come golf with us. But I tell people all the time that, like, we do the reward ceremony at the end, and I don't remember usually after 9. Not remember. That paints a bad picture. Although there's probably some years that I don't know if I do. But, like, you mentioned the double Tito's ahead of time. I don't know if I can handle it with you guys this year.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little foggy. It's a little foggy, but usually by the back 9, we're kind of getting sobered up a little bit.
Because we're winning at that point.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we are champions. One of the few teams that have actually won. And we're going to come back and do it this year again. I got a really good feeling. You're golfing a lot, so I think you're going to be really good, and you're going to carry us, and we're basically all counting on you.
No, you know what will get us through is Joe Conklin.
35 teams? That means it's going to be a 12-hour round.
No,
I'm looking
there's
forward
always
to it,
that many. There's always that many. Doesn't it go fast, though? Be honest. Like, because people hear that, and they'll be like, oh, man, it's going to be a long. It goes, like, we don't wait around very much. There's always.
Yeah, no, honestly, I mean, we've never. The only time that it took a long time was when we were behind those Illinois players that sucked.
That's true.
And they took freaking forever. And we had to prevent Jake Gervais from beating them all up. That was the only time where we were backed up a little bit. But other than that, no, it moves pretty fast. I think everybody, obviously the two putt max helps. We usually obviously get it in one.
I don't know. Is that a thing? Is there a 2-putt max?
It's got to be a 2-putt max. Always is a 2-putt max.
Well, I mean, that's because we're really good putters, but I don't know if that's. And the mulligan thing is interesting because we don't sell mulligans, but you always claim to have a mulligan.
Oh, you guys don't sell mulligans?
We should.
Because I've bought unlimited mulligans every year.
Well, you owe us money, I think, because that was the one year that Jake was like, "Hey, you're like, I got a mulligan," and you're like, "Dude, we don't even sell mulligans." But you know what? It is fun, and we do. We keep the chips and salsa out there. So there's the basketball hole where you embarrass yourself. Remember that one year I beat you in pig that quick?
It didn't happen. I was beating you. You had PI. I had nothing.
That's not
and then
close.
You quit and
That's
said you were drunk.
That's not close. I was, but that's not close. Okay, enough about anyways, GuyRandazzoGolf.com. If you want to sign up, one team left. It will sign up, but get out there. Pat will be there. Tom Kakert will be out there. That should sell.
Joe Conklin
will be there.
Sponsor Joe
Cooper
Conklin,
Koch.
who's sponsoring that shit.
Cooper Koch, Tate Sage, some basketball players will be there. Some football players will have a team. All that kind. Corey Sheets is going to be in the house. I mean, Corey freaking Sheets is going to be in the house. So
the man that runs Hawkeye Radio Network.
He is.
Corey Sheets.
He is the face that runs the place. Speaking of the face that runs the place, I don't know if that's probably not the right analogy, but it's a football analogy. Did you know who was in the Quad Cities yesterday? In the Quad Cities yesterday, and I saw this on social media. Thankfully, Tom Kakert brought it to our attention. Do you know John Cena was in the Quad Cities yesterday, Pat?
I honestly, other than Tom sending the picture, but it looks just like a picture of John Blanc by himself. By the way, John Blanc, great human being.
He is
great
a really
human
good
being.
dude. He is a really good dude. So John Cena down at the Black and Brave Academy. Obviously Seth Rollins owns that. There's a coffee shop right next to that he owns too as well. Really good one as well. I'm gonna mess up the 3. It's probably on there. $3.92. Thank God it's on the tweet. I feel bad. I feel like it's a missed opportunity, Pat, because you are a championship level professional wrestler and John Cena was in town. I feel like we missed an opportunity.
It's a missed opportunity for John Cena because the difference between me and John Cena is we both have been in the Black and Brave Academy. However, I'm the only one that have stepped in that ring and has never been defeated. I am the only undisputed world champion in the history of Black and Brave Wrestling who has never been challenged and never lost and beat Vicious and Delicious twice.
God, you can still cut a promo. You can still cut a
obviously
promo, can't you?
And you saw what that did to Mander's career. Now he's the greatest wrestler of all time, just completely going out there, dominating, killing it, doing unbelievable things. So yeah, some people say I made that academy, and they're right. They're right. People that say that are correct.
I'm gonna have to put that on social media and tag Seth to it, and Colby.
Please
if you
don't.
will. Colby, if
Please
you will.
don't. You're my favorite. You're my favorite.
Is John Cena on your Mount Rushmore?
Well, isn't it like Lincoln and who's all on that?
I don't. You should know the 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore: Lincoln and all those guys.
Yeah, you know those guys.
Trump, Obama, Biden.
Honestly, for me, my Mount Rushmore would just be the NWO guys. All of them. You're the best.
That's an interesting Mount Rushmore.
But what's crazy for me, like as American as I am, my favorite wrestler growing up was Bret the Hitman Hart. My absolute favorite wrestler growing up.
So did you hate Shawn Michaels? Because I loved Shawn Michaels growing up.
Yeah, growing up, absolutely did not like him. Obviously now, love him.
Yeah.
I love a little sweet chin music.
Yeah. I did the dance and everything. I thought I was Shawn Michaels, but we won't get into
I'm sexy. I got the move.
All right. Speaking of Mount Rushmores and legends, Gary Dolphin is going to have a press box named after him. in Dyersville at the Field of Dreams. Your thoughts when you heard that last week, and man, there's no better in the business and then maybe in life than Gary Dolphin.
No, not at all. Well deserved. And the one thing too is like, I don't think people understand what he's done for the Field of Dreams out there. He has put a lot of time and effort in that, raised a lot of funds. I guarantee you he put his own funds into that. Um, he is an absolute legend. We golfed with him last week, and the stories, and just, I mean, gosh, the guy's seen it all and done it all, and he's done it the right way, and he's just an amazing representative of the university and of the state itself. When you do the golf outing, and then he's freaking amazing at radio. He's amazing at play by play. He's awesome. But him emceeing an event, he is better at that than any, which is hard to do because he is really good at play by play, really good at all that stuff. That guy can literally wake up out of a coma and put on a 3 hour long event and MC it and just be the greatest. And just so smooth and just so perfect and funny and intelligent, informative, and he's every attribute he's got. And I mean, gosh, I know Corey's been trying to do this, and Joe keeps shutting us down, but I mean, it's about time. I think we're long overdue, right, to name the Hawkeye radio booth after Gary. But I don't know. Joe just keeps telling us no, so I don't know what's going on. We need to get a petition there. Maybe there's maybe a GoFundMe. All the money goes to me, and then we
beat up Joe.
Change the plaque.
Yeah, you've hung signs up in the booth before. You could just hang one up. You can make some say that would work. Hey, talk about and I don't know what you know, so I don't want to put you in a bad spot, but like
I don't know anything.
I have had people, this is true. I've had people ask me like, it's cool, but like why? Like why is Gary just randomly like he never called baseball at the field, whatever. He's done a lot with it. I don't know how much more you know about that. Plus he's from that area. That's like that's Gary Dolphin, nation up there. So, kind of talk a little more about that. Cause it's not just a random, like, oh, let's just pick Gary because we don't know him, but we know he knows everybody. There's a lot more to it than just the obvious connection being a native of that area.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, one, he's from that area. He's done a lot of, he's done a lot of business there. Obviously, he's been a businessman for a long time out there, and put a lot back in the community, and obviously helped raise a lot of money for the Field of Dreams. It wouldn't have happened without Gary, without his connections, the amount of time and effort that he put into to making sure that thing went right is unbelievable. And obviously, he's the best voice out there, in my opinion, not just in the state of Iowa, but in the whole country.
I completely agree. Better dude than I'm trying to get him to come on the show this week, and he said like, well, I can't just pop on because you take forever in interviews, which is true, but like it's not like he's not short with answers, right? Like it's not just me, is it?
I was actually just going to say that. Yeah, he gives really great, long, detailed answers, which is just what you want when you're putting together a show.
Yeah.
So yeah, as much as you deserve to get crap for that, his answers are so good that some of it's his fault because that guy can go.
No, he's the best. We're going to try to get him on off the air coming up this week as well. Got to talk a little bit of football before I let you go. So yesterday, the Iowa women's basketball team announced that they're going to have a home with UConn. So UConn's they're going to play at UConn next year. The following year, UConn comes to Carver Hawkeye. Really cool. Iowa goes to a great venue out in UConn, and then obviously having UConn come to Carver Hawkeye in a couple of years is going to be a great event. And I had me thinking, like, what would I want Iowa football to do if they did a home and home with another school? Now, obviously, they can't do, like, the Big Ten has great matchups, so we can't do any Big Ten ones. And I guess there's the home and home with Iowa State, but I mean, we should probably get rid of that little thing anyways. But
I agree.
Take away the Cyhawk. I gave you homework. I don't know if you did it. Probably didn't. Give me 2, 1, 3, whatever you can do. Who would you want Iowa to schedule a home and home with when it comes to football? Give me your top 3 if you have 3.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you play as long as you win, right? Anymore with everything going on. it means nothing, right?
Well,
So you just
especially
want
the
to
Big
get,
Ten.
yeah, 100%. I mean, you look at all these, these teams down south, they have cupcakes, up until they get into the season. So I'm thinking Ambrose and Augustana.
No, I get that,
Why would we not?
but we're doing it on like
What's the point?
you are 100% correct.
Why would we just get 2 wins? Easy. It doesn't matter.
You're going to get your victories in the Big Ten, and if you win the Big Ten, you're going to get enough marquee victories. Yes, that's all correct. Can you play along a little bit? If you, as a football fan, wanted to go to a stadium or wanted a team to come to Kinnick that never goes, like I thought it was interesting when has UCLA been to? UCLA came to Carver Hawkeye for basketball, and I was just like, wow, UCLA is at Carver Hawkeye. That's crazy, but it's a Big Ten matchup now. So is there a school? Would you love to see Alabama come to Kinnick, or like LSU, or anything like that? Give me something. Yes, the Ambrose thing would be great. Like watching the bees buzz into to Iowa City would be awesome. But give me a big school, and let's just pretend that like it's not going to affect the college football playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, if Bama wants to come into Iowa City and get these hands, they can come into Iowa City and get these hands. You know what I'm saying? Who wants it? What I would like, an ideal, I would like to go out to West Point. I'd like to play Army. I'd like to bring Army in. I'd like to have them be a part of the wave and of the culture. And you look at those guys, and obviously, they're the best of us when it comes to college football players. They are the best of us. They're the only ones. You've got Air Force, you've got Navy as well too. I think it would be cool to have one of those military schools and be able to give back to them as far as going to their place as well too. Have them be a part of what we have at the university, and pay it back and go to their place as well too. I think that would be really cool, and it'd be really sweet to just be around that environment.
Speaking of that, coming up later in the show, I got a little package from our good friend Matt Drinkle at Central Michigan. You have a package.
Yeah, he could come into town and get these hands too.
Why would you want, like, Matt Drinkle? He sent you a gift as well. You have a gift from Central
honestly,
Michigan as well.
I would love for Drinkle to come into town. Then we can hang out. I think that'd be fun.
It would be good. Football is coming up. Before I let you go, sometime today, maybe out right now, they're going to announce the kick times for the first 3 games. Sounds like Iowa State's going to be under the lights. We did an entire half of a podcast, Tom Caker and I did, predicting the times of all of the kicks for the Iowa football schedule. My question for you is, do you care that much as maybe the fans do and as Tom and I do about what time the games are? And did you care when you were a student and when you were a player? Did you want certain times and certain games and night games and all that kind of stuff?
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, as far as like on the radio, like it doesn't matter to me. Whenever, like I'm just excited
but
to be
it
a part
probably
of
does. It probably does, because you do have kids you want to watch play and stuff too.
Well, if we're playing on the East Coast, like I obviously don't want a night game, because that's not the most fun getting back. But it don't matter. I mean, night games are obviously fun as well too. Being under the lights is great. And I do think that there's just an extra bit of energy in Kinnick when it's that night game and the fans have been out having a good time pretty much all day. And Kinnick under the lights there's no place better than that. As a player, honestly, I prefer the 11 a.m. games.
Really?
You get to work and you go. The hard part, those night games, you're just sitting around the hotel room and there's just nothing to do. I mean, 2:30's that's a good time as well, for a player, but I don't know. It does not matter. I mean, there's pros and cons to all of them. Anytime you get a chance to, as a player, anytime you get a chance to go out there and compete, that's what it's all about. And anytime that, you get to be in Kinnick as on the broadcast, like, dude, it's the freaking best, man. It's the absolute freaking best.
It's almost June. Like, I think somebody said there's 15 more Sundays, maybe 14 now, Saturdays, excuse me, without college football, and then it'll be back. It'll be here
Yes.
before you know it. Media Day is coming up in August. I'm going to do Media Day again I'm going to do the show from Iowa City one more time. I think that was a lot of fun last
Oh,
year.
you got
so.
some connections up there. Good for
Yeah,
you, man.
it helped. It helped last year. I didn't burn anything down. I didn't cause too much trouble. If I drop Joe Conklin's name or Pat Anger's name up there, like, they let me do whatever I want. It's crazy. It's good stuff. So, all right, before I let you go, what's the one thing when you start doing studying of this football team, what's the one thing you're going to be, are you a defensive guy, just goes defense and looks at it right away? Or what are you most intrigued about when it comes to this football team for next year? And then we'll let you go.
Honestly, one of the things that's kind of interesting, you look at the last 2 years, we've replaced every single one of our linemen to the NFL. And no one's talking about, man, it's going to be tough up front, right? Because of the way that they develop, and Coach Barnett has done such an awesome job. I think that just is a testament to the development that they have in that room. I think the big questions, which is interesting, the big questions about this team is on defense. It's on D-line. D-line will be interesting to see. Coach KB, like, he is, the dude can coach. He can coach, and what I love about when I watch him coach is that that he loves his guys, and like that, you can tell that, which makes it be like, well, it's not going to be a question because these guys are going to go out there, they're going to fight, they're going to be well coached, they're going to be prepared. Secondary lost a lot of guys as well too. Linebackers, they're going to be all new as well. So and obviously, a linebacker success, in the run game, it relies on the D line, and then in the pass game, it relies on the secondary. So defense will definitely be the one that you're like, hey, how are we going to be? We got a lot of new faces out there, but the amazing coaches that we have, I mean, they're going to have them ready to go. They're going to have them prepared. It'll be, obviously, with the quarterback thing, everybody wants to talk about quarterback and all that. I mean, that's just it. What I love about, and I feel like I say this every year, there's going to be guys that we don't really talk about right now. That are gonna be, household names. And I love that, and I love that we both have the opportunity to be able to tell their stories, and just watch their career, watch them develop, watch them improve from week to week. And the thing about this team, just like every Coach Ferentz team, is they're going to fight, they're going to compete, and they're going to improve every single week. And it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And looking forward to being back in the booth, looking forward to being back in Kinnick, and just fired up about it, man.
Man, I can't wait. You're right about the offensive line stuff. I mean, they've constantly
How
put
crazy
5
is
guys
that?
in the NFL, and they're already talking about 2 first-round picks on this year's offensive
Right.
line, and there's not a
Yeah.
question. And then you look at most running back lists. I think Iowa's. I mean, not just in the Big Ten, but in the country, Iowa's. I know you love the running backs too. So I mean, there's so many things that you can kind of point to this year. That there's some question marks, but that's the beauty part of college football. I trust the dudes that they have steering the ship too.
Yeah.
It should be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So, Patrick, thanks for lowering yourself to my level once again. I try to go easy on you during the spring and summer because you do golf a lot, but I appreciate your time. I can't wait I'm going to go practice this afternoon. Are you golfing at all today?
No, I'm not golfing. I don't think I'm golfing this week, to be honest with you.
Oh,
So So hopefully I'll be ready to go this weekend for the Guy Randazzo golf out.
it's not this weekend. Now Kakert's chuckling someplace. That's what happened. Is you made Tom giggle. So congratulations. All right, pal. Get out of here. We'll talk to you soon. See you, buddy.
Love you. See you, buddy.
All right, that is Pat Anger joining us on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Brought to you by Linquist Ford. That wasn't the commercial I was trying to give because they already have a great commercial, but Pat speaks the truth. Great people over at Linquist Ford over in Bettendorf as well. So, yeah, football right around the corner, and hopefully we can get Gary on the show this week. Wanted to talk to him about the Dyersville thing, and then of course football is coming really, really soon. But yeah, Dolph. I mean, he kind of was like, I texted him the other day. And I was like, how about, like, do you got 10, 15 minutes later this week? And he like, Daz, like, better than 10, 15 minutes. And he's true, but it's also on him as well. He gives great conversations. So we got a lot more to get to. Coming up after the break, we've had Brad Underwood and Shauna Green both on the show in the last couple of weeks. We're going to have Kedric Prince on. We're going to look back a little bit at some interesting takes that those coaches gave us, some information they may have given us, and kind of break down those interviews with a guy who knows Illinois athletics like nobody else. Kedric Prince next, right here on OTA. For over 65 years, Linquist Ford has proudly served the Quad Cities, and they're just getting started. Looking for a new ride? Check out a healthy mix of new and quality pre-owned vehicles ready for you. Need service? Skip the waiting room. With free pickup and delivery and mobile service, they come to you. No delays, no hassle. From routine maintenance to a full-service collision repair shop, it's fast, friendly, reliable, and always transparent. Linquist Ford, serving the Quad Cities since 1959. Experience the difference today.
This summer, light the fuse on something bigger than fireworks. It's red, white, and you at the John Deere Classic. July 1st through 5th with world-class golf and 4th of July energy you can feel. Wednesday is Youth Day and kids 15 and under get in free with a paid adult. After golf, concerts on the course rocks the weekend. Carrie Underwood, headlines and All-American 4th of July celebration. And Old Dominion closes out Sunday. Stars, stripes, summer tradition. Get tickets now before they're gone at johndeereclassic.com.
All right, Crawford guys, we need to come up with a new ad campaign. Let's hear what you got.
Oh, let's make a new TV commercial.
No, we need a viral video.
I think my face would look good on a billboard. Come on, what?
Right. We need your head to be bigger.
For heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical, count on the experts at Crawford Company.
Like me, the Crawford lady.
And me, the Crawford guy.
Ugh, you've got to be kidding.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Welcome back to Off Day with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. It's been a good couple weeks here on the show. We've had some fun interviews from Zach Johnson to Tate Sage to both head basketball coaches at the University of Illinois. A couple weeks ago, we had Brad Underwood on. Fantastic conversation with him. Just yesterday, we talked with Clinton native and Illinois women's basketball coach Shauna Green about the Fighting Illini women as well. It's been a great time and a lot of great content and good conversations between the two of them. So I wanted to kind of break down both of them a little bit with our good friend, Kedric Prince, joining right now and Off Day with Matt Randazzo. Ked, happy summer. I guess I got to tell you before we start Illinois talk, I golfed 54 holes of golf over the weekend. Have you ever golfed 54 holes in the 3-day period?
No, I listened to that podcast, and I was a little disappointed. I'm like, you having a golf tournament, you met Tom Caker, and then mentioned your friend Kedric Prince.
I know.
For the first time
you know
ever.
What?
I thought, Matt, it's time for you to get a timeout.
Well, here's the thing, Ked. I'm trying to get people to come. So
kidding.
That's why I kind of don't say
I don't blame you.
I'm kidding. Okay. Hey, I should promote that Miss Hole in One, Kennedy, will be back, correct?
Yes, she will be back. She's excited about it. Yep.
That's the draw is Miss Hole in One, Kennedy Prince. Forget about you and Keelan and all that kind of stuff. Kennedy will be back.
I just wish you could have saw it. People get excited, Matt, but you should have. The comments that came out of my mouth and Keelan's mouth, and then the people behind us, it was just funny. She had no idea it even went in. And after we're all up there jumping and kicking, and she's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "It went in." What are you talking about? You don't know. But anyway, it was a cool story.
You were probably excited. Was Keelan happy for her or jealous of her?
Yes.
So Keelan was happy.
He was happy for her.
Good.
Yeah, I was surprised because he's so tough. He's tougher on her than I am. He doesn't care any slack.
I don't know if I would be nice to my brother or sister if they made a hole in one. I don't know. I think I would be in the moment, and then after that, I'd be annoyed by it. Is he annoyed by it now?
No, we went to the range last night because I got a clean bill of health where I could do stuff. And the first 2 swings, he was being critical. I'm like, come on, bro. She just got out here.
Exactly.
He's so competitive. It's scary. And he's like that with work, though. So I give him
I wonder where he gets. I don't know where he gets that from. Competitive. I don't even know how. All right, Ken. Well, we had both Shauna and Brad on the last couple weeks, and you know both of them well. Really good people, good human beings. To take the time to talk to my goofy self up here in the Quad Cities was really cool for them to do. I want to start. We'll go ladies first. I want to start with Shauna because before we get rolling, your thoughts on Shauna overall, because she's a Quad City-ish type of person, with Clinton right being up in our area as well. The interactions I've had with her have been nothing but amazing. I can see why young people want to go play basketball for her. Just before we get into some things I'm going to bring up from Shauna and some things that caught my ear, your thoughts on Shauna in general?
Well, I got to be really good friends with Shauna, close friends with her when she was recruiting Divine. I knew her before because she allowed me to watch one of her practices, which was truly amazing. I mean, the attention to detail, like when I coached in high school, and you coach and you do scouting reports, but then even talking to some of the players that are potential recruits, one of the things I saw with her, like making a pass, a full court pass. Some people, you always talk, if you don't throw the ball to the outside, throw it to the outside hand. And she broke it down to detail, the cuts that they make. So I became a fan of hers just because I've told people, I've done way too many podcasts in the last year, and I will tell you, she's one of the best X's and O's coaches, men or women, in the game. And that's one of the things I like about her. And then, like I said, I got really close to her personally when she recruited Divine, because her uncle Divine is my best friend. We talk every single day, and I have a group chat with her mother and now her sister, Katrina, who's out east, who's a Maryland fan. So we're already kind of making plans to go out there when it plays Maryland. But Shauna really recruited hard. I watch her podcast, Matt. Shauna wasn't lying. She recruited her hard, and we talk every day, and I would tell them things that I knew. So I knew what kind of person she was. She was, like most coaches at that level, they will tell you, hey, don't, call my assistant if you need something. She says, kid, if you need anything, you call me. I'm just a fan. I mean, I don't hide it. She is a very classy woman, and I don't see how people could tell her no. She just does it the right way, and she doesn't lie to people. That's probably the most impressive thing. She's honest. She doesn't promise kids anything. And, Matt, I'll close with this. You look at a girl named Jasmine Brown Haggard who went to Mississippi State. She didn't commit to Illinois. She came back. Aaliyah Guyton went to Iowa. Shauna recruited her almost as hard as she did Divine. She came back. Divine went to LSU, and she came back. What does that tell you what kind of person she is?
No, absolutely. Ken, you look at the you bring up Divine, and I know that she's super excited to get her. In fact, we'll listen to this. Was Shauna talking about getting Divine the second time, and she's joked because you mentioned the Guyton girl. She's joked sometimes she gets him on the second time, and it's just as good. But here's what she had to say about Divine, and then I want to get your thoughts on what she had to say. Let's take a listen.
So, like I said, we've had success with getting kids a second time, and sometimes that's good. They've seen something else. They very clear vision of what they want. I feel like once you've transferred to, there's a sense of gratitude and culture and what you have and all that. So obviously we recruited Divine extremely hard, since we got here, and she went to LSU and now having her back here is just, I can't wait to get her here and get her, get into workouts and just have her a part of everything. But I think she's someone that we all know what she can do. I mean, I watched her play so much in high school, so much AAU. The talent is there. It's just now getting that confidence back, getting her comfortable with how we play, what we do, our culture. And I think she could be a really, a piece that just makes us even that much better. I just love her versatility. She's big, she has great length. She can score. She can play multiple positions. She can defend. I think she could be really, really special here. So can't wait to get her here.
Really good stuff from Shauna there, Ken. But one thing that popped out to me is getting her confidence back. And she never lacked confidence in high school at all, but that's what popped out to me. Can you talk and what popped out to you when she talked about Divine? Obviously the skill is there, but when you go to a school and you don't get an opportunity, you probably do start questioning like, hey, wait a minute, am I doing the right things? Am I as good as and she brought up confidence. That popped out to me. Your thoughts on what Shauna had to say about getting Divine Burridge on campus here real soon?
Well, if you want some clicks, I'm going to give you some clicks today, my friend. I've never said this publicly to anybody, and I'm going to say it today. So mark this time on your timer to use this, and I will retweet it.
Done.
Sometimes, Matt, when kids go to different schools, when they're being recruited, coaches lie to them. They would do everything in the world to get them. I mean, Dawn Staley from South Carolina recruited Divine. She was at the state tournament. All these schools recruited her, but they lied to her. That's what happened to her. How do you not recruit a top 5 girl in the country? And so when she went to LSU, when Shauna was talking about, and I'm not putting words in her mouth, this is coming from Kedric. They beat her down. She had no confidence. Her body language was different. I'm not going to put her personal business out there because I love her mother, Leanne, and we're friends in Divine. But I'm going to tell you, when you're at that level, and if a coach, all the parents listening to this, coaches are going to tell you what you want to hear. But the best method, and I've done recruiting for over 20 years, you want to find out what the coach is like when you get there, you ask the players that are there. That's the best method, because every time you go to a visit, they're going to roll out the red carpet. They're going to tell you everything that's great about. They're not going to tell you what's wrong about the program. And that was one of Divine's favorite schools. It was LSU, but Illinois was a close second. So what I'm telling you, what Shauna's saying is, that girl is talented. I've heard a lot of coaches tell me when I was at the EYBL Nike in Chicago, that girl's a WNBA player. That's how good of a player people think Divine really is. But when you come from the top and then you don't, there was games, Matt, where LSU was up by 50 and she didn't get in the game. That is embarrassing. I don't give a damn what coach it is or what level, if it's bitty basketball, if it's at the NBA basketball, you don't do that. And it wasn't just her. So Shauna has to get that confidence built up to her, the same girl that she was when she recruited her. And she's working out. But I'm gonna tell you, we talk still. She's happy. She is happy. I talked to some of the girls yesterday that are currently there. But one of them was Destiny Jackson, because they were best friends that played on the same AAU team. Divine is a different person. So Shauna's got to get that confidence on the court. She has to get her to be that girl she was when she was in high school. But right now, mentally, that girl's in a different space. She is extremely happy. She can't wait to get down there. So that's not just giving you a politically correct answer. I'm just tired of these coaches doing this to kids. And then when I hear from them, it breaks my heart, because I follow the recruiting. That's what I do. And to lie to them, just tell the truth. If it was your kid and you were coaching, would you want somebody to lie to your kid? And that's what kind of happened to her. So if LSU fans, you don't like it, too damn bad.
I love the honesty, and I completely agree. And you can see sometimes it's being at the best spot for you. And I think we kind of both, I mean, and not that nothing against LSU, but we both kind of thought that Illinois was the best spot to begin with. But sometimes you have to go and see in order to maybe get it right. And that's the beautiful part with what Shauna and Divine has done now. That's the transfer portal ad. It was a huge ad. It's a 5-star. It's a top 5 player in the country from a few years ago. But just like men's basketball, they added one big transfer. They get some freshmen coming in, but it was about retention. And that's the same thing it was with Shauna and Illinois. It was about and I love this sound. I just put this soundbite up on social media last night late, because I'm just up here re-listening to the interview late last night. And I was like, I love this from Shauna. So this is Shauna talking about not going to the portal and shopping, but keeping the young ladies she had on campus for another year. Take a listen.
Yeah, and that was, all year. I was more concerned about just keeping this team than going out and worrying about the transfer portal and recruiting players. I love this team. I love our pieces. I just think we're going to continue to get better and better. They learned so much. So my thing was, hey, and our players knew that if we can keep this team, I think we can do some really, really special things. And I think even Brad said, I read something that he said, it's not about retention, it's about loyalty. And I thought that was really good. Like, I think everyone thinks there's not a lot of loyalty left in the, in college sports, but I think there is. And I think, everyone has their own thing. Some people leave for whatever reasons, and that's okay. Everyone has they got to do what's best for them. But, for our core group to believe in something and want to come back and want to, keep pushing this thing and see what we can accomplish next year. Like, I'm really proud of that. Like, that's the same thing with that core group when we came here. They stuck together for 3 years. Now this core group stuck together for another year. And, all that we do, like, that's probably what I'm most proud of is just their belief, their loyalty. and them sticking with this program and the vision and their love for, for Illinois and really for each other as teammates. So just could not be, more grateful for them and the people we have on this team.
You heard her, and what popped out to me, Ked, was I was worried about that last year. That was her goal last year during the season, watching these young ladies get better, was I've got to keep these girls here. And I agree with all of that. I'm glad she did it, but that, I think, speaks as much to college basketball as it does anything. Here you are with a bunch of good young players on your team, and during the season, you're like, I got to do everything I can to keep them here. That's different in college basketball. She did it. She accomplished it. But isn't it weird to hear a coach say, like, I've got to keep these girls here during the season? You know what I mean? That's how many ears or voices are in kids' ears in college basketball these days.
Well, I'm doing a segment this summer. I just started. I'm going to start it today. I've had a chance to talk to some of the players' parents. I want it through the eyes of a parent. We know what the kids are thinking. I've talked to them before. And Matt, to answer your question, they love Shauna. I mean, I want Shauna. I hope she's listening to this podcast, and I want her to read it because she'll have access to it. They love her. She didn't lie to them, and it is hard. People don't understand how hard it is. Destiny Jackson, Sierra Parchment, and Barry Wallace was three of the best players in the entire conference. If you don't think people were poaching them, you're crazy. Hell, Divine she went into the transfer portal with a non-contact. Do you know how many schools called her? LSU was pissed she left. They don't care. It's cutthroat. So what Shauna did, and then we'll talk about the men here in a second, to get these players to come back, winning matters. And every coach is different. Shauna and Brad are totally different. So is Brett Bielema, but their style is who they are. And so to be able to get them to come back, and if you look, they all came back easily. Maddie Weber was the sixth girl. I thought she was the best sixth player in the Big Ten. And she could go to a Big Ten school, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Minnesota, and start. Probably Iowa, a lot of other schools. She wanted to come off the bench. I mean, that's just you as people don't, because I'm a reporter, but I'm also a fan. I'm not going to lie about it, obviously. That says a lot about your program. How do you say no? Divine could have went somewhere else. Illinois, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't think Iowa wanted Divine after she won the transfer portal? They did. There's a reason for it. So what Shauna was able to do, she's built a culture there. Her staff is truly amazing. I mean, I've been covering Illinois athletics for a long, long time. The current men and women's basketball staff that's there right now, well, my last Tim Anderson, he was there with the guys. They've treated me nothing but first class. I love them. I'm loving this ride right now, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, and you look at it, and that's I was going to echo that, where there's, if I don't want to say, obviously you don't want to lose Brad Underwood, you don't want to lose Brett Bielema, but like at Illinois, I think the most sought after head coach is going to be Shauna Green. She's going to do amazing things, and they're going to have to someday make sure they keep her there. And I'm not saying she's going anywhere. I don't think she will. I think she loves being there. I think she wants to have success there. But like the big school, not the big schools, that's a bad way to put it. But if a blue blood in women's basketball wants a head coach, that's the first. The lists are going to start with Shauna Green here soon. But with that being said, I think she's thrilled to be at Illinois. She loves Josh Whitman and the opportunity he gave her and the support that he gives her. Let's flip to the guys' side of things. We had so again, if anyone out there missed Shauna's interview yesterday, it's about 25 minutes. Take the time, listen today. I sent it to Illinois fans. I sent it to Ken, you'll get a kick out of this, but I think you'll agree. I sent it to non-Illinois fans that just have daughters playing basketball in high school and junior high, and said, listen, this is coaching. This, and they loved it. I got several compliments back about that girl's legit. She's authentic, all that stuff. So, and she was playing basketball in the
really
back in the day. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, here I want to make this comment really quick about her. When she first got the job, man, I don't know if she told you before, we read this before, people told her to not take the job.
She told me that last year.
Because it was that bad. And if you think about it right now, she has 2 5-star basketball recruits on that roster. McDonald's All-American and Barry Wallace, and Divine Bird, and Destiny Jackson was a 5-star recruit, and Sierra Parchment was teetering there. And there's another girl who didn't even get to play last year who's coming off an ACL tear. The fans are going to love another 4-star girl. Her name is Manuela Alves. She is what you said was 100% right. People are going to want to recruit her. She took a program that it was basically a JV game. Hey, you play Illinois, it's a guaranteed win. I heard your comments about Jen Jensen yesterday. You want to really know what people think? Go back, and if you can get on my YouTube page, I'm not making this about me. I interviewed when Corey Close was at UCLA, when she visited Illinois, who won a national title. Go listen to what she said about Shauna Green. Sorry, I just want to throw that out there because she is a very, very special person. And you're right. Illinois fans should be lucky to have her.
I use that as an example, like last year, and you probably watching the game, it was up at Carver, Iowa, Illinois, and they talked to Jan afterwards, and she's like, and just in typical Jan style, was like, that's a doggone good basketball team. They're going to be a problem for years to come. And like there was no sugarcoating about it. She wasn't just being nice to the opponent. She knows that that's going to be a problem for years to come in the Big Ten. Let's flip to the men's side of things. About less than 2 weeks ago, we had Brett Underwood on. Great conversation with him. And I tried to ask him about the Big Ten, about making the Final Four. And it's such a boring question. Hey, coach, you made the Final Four. I mean, so I wanted to know how it affected his program and how he's seen what kind of benefits have come from it, or if things have changed since. Was it like all of a sudden this light opened up and things changed after they made the Final Four? So here's Brad on that, and then we'll talk a little bit about the men's basketball team. I had Chris Dewar on the show last week, a Quincy legend in our area, or down in that area, and he brought up you being in Macomb for as many years as you were, and how much he kind of got to know you, and how you enjoyed that community and those kind of things. So my question about the Final Four maybe goes back to Macomb. If you go back to that Brad Underwood in Macomb that was at Western Illinois and told him that he coached in the Final Four, what would he say to you, do you think?
Yeah, dreams do come true. I think that doing that at Illinois, when I was at Western, I had so much appreciation for how great the Illinois job was. And I said it when I took the job. There's a reason I took the job at Illinois, and it all stemmed from my time in Macomb. And it was the understanding of what a great fan base this was, how powerful basketball was, not just at the University of Illinois, but in the state. High school basketball was just phenomenal. At the time I was at Western, it was fun. It didn't matter where you went. There was high level players and great packed gyms, and so I always felt like we could get Illinois to the Final Four. Obviously, Lou did in '89. It was Bruce in 2005, and so it was where that seed, I guess, was originally planted was in Macomb. And man, I'm just very fortunate, very blessed that I get to live that out and be the basketball coach at Illinois, a school that I always thought we could do that at.
It was nice because it means more, I think, to him, being the roots what he went to and being in this state before and watching what that place was like. Your thoughts on what it's been like since that Final Four for him. He went on to talk about retention and obviously that big thing for him. But what your thoughts on just what he's done with that program and what it's been like since that's a program defining moment when you make a Final Four. Expectations go up, and I think you've seen that at the University of Illinois.
Yeah, Matt, when I saw his picture on this segment here, kind of got emotional because I remember my daughter. I went to a basketball tournament, and my daughter was with me. Everybody knows that how close I am with my kids, and we went to a tournament, and we were driving home the next day, and I get this phone call from this number. Hey, kid, it's Brad Underwood. Just want to wish you a happy birthday. And I'm like, dude, who's playing on my phone? This is a joke. And he just said, hey, I just want to tell you, because Brad has a daughter, And he was like, I just want to tell you, I love the relationship you have with your kids and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, whatever. I hung the phone up. Then he calls back, and I put him on speakerphone. And Ken's like, Dad, that's Brad. That's his voice. What are you doing? And the reason I'm saying that is because he's a guy that you see in the national level, but he's a good dude, man. I mean, like, who was Kedric to him? Nobody. And he calls, wish me happy Father's Day with the number. I don't know how he got my number, but I guess that's irrelevant. But you talk about the Western Illinois days and stuff like that. I mean, do you honestly think in the back of your mind, Coach K would call a reporter that he talked to it about? No, he wouldn't. And Brad is from this area. And I remember when he got the job, he talked about his days at Western, and he talked about how passionate he was because that was his dream job. Yeah. I think his son, had a Brian Cook jersey. He's told that story tons of times. He's being nice. The Final Four opened up gates for him. You got a 5-star guard in Quentin Coleman, who's a top 20 kid right now. They got the transfer, the Vox kid out of Providence. I'm going to tell you right now, and all your listeners, they've turned down players. The Illinois is now in a position under Brad Underwood. Well, you know what? We don't need this. Doesn't work for us. I'm sorry. But then what they'll do, though, I've heard this. They'll help assist kids from other schools to find schools for them. This is a good staff. When I told you 20 minutes ago that this is a good time to be a fan and how these people are, open your eyes, because I'm telling you, I'm giving you factual stories. Because some kids have left and want to come back. I mean, how does that happen? Because one parent left and he says, hey, kid, do you think they'll have me back? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not on the coaching staff, and I can put a bug in somebody's ear. But to answer your question, Matt, it's done wonders for the program because recruiting is at an elite level. That's Brad, one of his favorite words. They can go out. They put 2 guys in the NBA draft last year, a lottery pick this year. It sells itself. I mean, and you're winning. You are always going to win as long as he's there, whether you like his system or don't like it. That was great. It was a good ride. I mean, the whole thing, Iowa, playing in the final, in the Elite Eight, all that stuff mattered. He just kept who he was. And I know when they got beat by UConn a few years ago, and I remember talking to him, and he made the comment to me, kid, this didn't sit well with me. I want more. And guess what? What happened last year? He got a Final Four. And next year's team potentially could be better. They ain't anybody's top 4 or 5 in the country.
Yeah, Ked, before I let you go, and I know you got to get going, but I did talk with him about Andre Strakovic. He's got a decision that has to come in, I think, by tonight at midnight. So while we're talking, he could announce that he's back. He could announce he's staying. I think, is it safe to say that I think the vast majority of people believe that he's staying at Illinois? And then this is Brad's just his approach to the entire thing, and that's just not just Andre, but also Keaton Wagler. Boswell was in Chicago. It was just after the combine, and just how he approaches letting kids do what they need to do. But the fact that 3 of those guys are getting ready for the NBA, 1 might come back, but 2 are getting ready for the NBA. That helps the program. Here's Brad real quick. Andre Strakovic is there as well. I guess we'll start with him. Obviously, he's got a decision to make. How do you guide, talk to, approach that decision as it comes to him staying in the draft, possibly coming back as part of the retention and playing for you again next year? How do you sit, or how do you guide that situation?
Yeah, I think it's very hands off. I think the one thing that we always talk about is be a great listener. And those are the people there at that level who know. And you want to listen to what they're telling you and what they're what they're saying about your game, what's best. And it's not you're never in a state of mind when you're at that level and you're that good. He's obviously a very talented young man. Where you're going to prove somebody wrong. You just have to be a great listener, take the advice they give you, and then make an informed decision. And that's all that we can ask for. And so, it's a great opportunity to be in. Obviously, Kylan Boswell is there, and he's exhausted his eligibility. He's going through it, and And it sounds like he's doing extremely well. And so, it's Keaton's in a different place, where he's not playing and he was just testing, and his position is much different and a little more established in terms of, probably going to be a top 7-8 pick. And then it becomes down to, what a team needs and what a team likes. So all those guys are in a great spot.
Ked, you just mentioned, he mentioned Keaton being in a different spot. If Andre Strakovich comes back to Illinois, can't you see him being in closer to Keaton's spot next year? If he comes back, has a good season. I'm not saying he's going to be a lottery pick, but coming back to Illinois helps improve his stock a ton, doesn't it?
One of the things with Andre is that he's in a different situation than Keaton, different players. I think if Andre could shoot the basketball at a 33, 34% clip from three, he wouldn't be back. I think he will come back to Illinois. And it's wrong to compare players. I mean, I've done this enough where I've embarrassed myself comparing players. But when Terrence Shannon came back his senior year, we all saw how good he was. I think athletically he is as good as Terrence Shannon. I also think that he could potentially have a breakout season, if he decides to come back. But, I mean, with the dynamics of the team is going to look different because Keaton's not there. So having said that, they need him to come back. I think it'd be good for him next year as far as the NBA is concerned. He helped Illinois, get to the Final Four. He was a nightmare for teams one-on-one, to match up with him. So, but his three-point shooting, I think, is what hurts him.
Absolutely. Ken, I'll let you get out of here. I will say this: when you go Terrence Shannon, Will Riley, KJ, Keaton Wagler, now it's a pretty good run. When it comes to and winning helps, Final Four helps, but you and I both know getting guys to see their name getting called on first round and top 15, top 10s in the NBA draft gets people's attention as well. Pub your YouTube page. Get people there as well. How can they go check out some of the interviews you're doing with parents and all that kind of stuff? Do all those before we let you get out of here.
Just go to Kedric Prince on YouTube, and it's right there. I mean, that was one I mentioned with Shauna Green. I put Coach Close on there. That's probably one of the most recent ones. But there'll be more activities. And there's interviews I've had with players in the past and other things on there. So please feel free. I'm not begging people to subscribe and click. I'm not one of those guys. If you want to listen to it, great. If you don't, Ked's still going to keep ticking, baby.
I love it. Hey, I'm glad that you're happy, you're healthy. I can't wait to see you I'm going to start. It's going to be the Ked Prince Invitational powered by Guy Randazzo. We're going to rename the event for you. No, I'm just kidding. I'll let you go, buddy. Hit the ball straight. We'll talk to you soon.
See you. Thank you.
All right. That is Ked Prince. Make sure you check out his YouTube page. Also does great work at WQED.com. Obviously, the Illini guys as well. So Ked does a great job, and he puts his passion into his work, and that's a beautiful thing for people to see. We got more to get to. You're watching OTA. It's a Wednesday right here in the Quad Cities. We'll be right back. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak, with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo, now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Yeah, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
Hey, Quad City.
Welcome back to Off Day with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. Of course, Wednesdays means FCA and our FCA Story of the Week. Dan Pearson is a legend in the area, somebody we all learned a ton from, obviously. Now focusing his efforts on the FCA. It's a fantastic organization. Was able to be on the FCA podcast a few weeks ago. Make sure you check that out. It was a lot of fun with Tom Sigel and Andrew Hofer and company as well. But as for this week, it's been a year of awards and pats on the back for Kewanee High School Athletic Director Tim Atwell. As Atwell heads into retirement, he takes a scrapbook of memories and friendships along with him. Here's FCA's Dan Pearson with your Story of the Week.
Okay, so this part of the job may be a chore, but for Tim Atwell, it's all been a labor of love.
It is bittersweet. I can tell you for 28 years, Kewanee School District has paid me to have fun. I've had a blast.
Nearly 35 years in education, 28 at Kewanee High School, has been special. In those years, in places like Geneseo, Paw Paw, and Cahokia, coaching sports like soccer, softball, wrestling, track, and cross country.
I got into education because I wanted to coach. Greatest job ever is coaching.
Under Atwell's watch, Kewanee High School has had some amazing facilities upgrades, and they've added new sports teams. But one thing that has not changed is how they embrace that sports is an extension of the classroom.
My goodness, it plays a huge role. It gets so many kids coming to school and helps them keep their grades up. It's just a big, big part of being a part of the classroom.
Atwell is always one to give out and assist. Teamwork absolutely fits into athletic administration to grow the games, the experience.
Our former superintendent, Dr. Sullins, he kind of spearheaded a lot of those improvements with the turf field. I never thought we'd see a turf field. That's just fantastic. And the academic facilities that have been added on are just incredible here at Kewanee High School.
Leader, advocate, friend of Kewanee athletics in a town that loves high school sports. Tim Atwell says he'll always be a Boiler fan.
As you get to this stage in your career, you start reminiscing. I've seen some of the best athletes Kewanee has ever had in its history. I've seen the all-time leading rusher in football twice, basketball, all-time leading scorer twice. So many records have been broken, so many outstanding athletes. It's just been incredible.
And certainly Tim Atwell graduates into retirement as one of Kewanee High School's all-time greats. With the FCA Story of the Week, I'm Dan Pearson.
Thanks so much, Dan. Of course, Tim, one of the best in the business. Spent some time in Kewanee a couple years ago. I'm trying to remember what exact. I think we were doing like focusing on small towns and doing our shows from small towns, and Kewanee was one of them. And Tim was awesome. A really, really good guy. Still is, obviously. And one thing, when you go to a football game at Kewanee High School, you always get a pork chop. And I'm not saying like, hey, go over and pay for it. They find you and make sure that you get a pork chop. So we will miss Tim. Hopefully he leaves that tradition with the Boilermakers as well. But Tim, a really good individual and doing a great job for so many years. Thanks again to Dan Pearson for our FCA Story of the Week. Of course, you can check out the FCA Story of the Week on The Score Sunday and also on Tuesdays at News 8 at 11 as well. So we got one more break to get to. We'll wrap up this edition of OTA and a little bit more right after this. We'll be right back.
Hello, Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
View from the West. We got you covered.
Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. Hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. Welcome back to Off Day with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. If you're just joining us, shame on you. Where have you been? It's been a fun show so far. We had Pat Angerer back in the saddle once again. Usually Pat joins us on Mondays during football season, sometimes several times during the week during football season, and probably before and after football season as well. He's been very instrumental in this show, and we appreciate him more than he knows. But great to get him back on the show, talk a little Iowa athletics, and with Pat, you talk about everything. So go back and listen to Pat as well. We're pretty proud. We've had Shauna Green and Brett Underwood in the last 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So Kedric Prince joined us, our Illini experts, one of our Illini experts, to talk about the interview. We played some interesting segments of it and got his thoughts on both Brad and Shauna and what they're doing at the University of Illinois. So if you missed that, if you're an Illini fan, go back and check that out. It was a lot of fun. Then we had Dan Pearson and our FCA story of the week, Tim Atwell, out at Kewanee retiring after a great stint in Kewanee as well. So it was fun to check that out. For sure. Coming up later this week, hoping to track down Luca Garza, hoping to track down Gary Dolphin. We'll see if we can make that happen this week. Next Monday, Joe Wieskamp will join us on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. A ton of high school stuff going on, soccer, baseball, softball. Good luck to everyone that's and track still in Illinois. Probably missing something along the way as well. So best of luck to everyone that's ending their spring sports seasons and then the postseason, and we'll keep up with those as well. And of course, who knows what else we'll get to along the way right here on Off Day with Matt Randazzo. 2 more shows this week before we hit another weekend. We appreciate you guys watching a Wednesday edition of Off the Air. I'm out of here a little early. I got a tea time with my 8th grade graduate, Colton. Pretty excited about it. So we will get to doing that right now. We will see you guys coming up again tomorrow.